Welcome to a new edition of the Famous Interviews with Joe Dimino. On this episode, we talk with author and relationship coach Reem Ahmed. She is an accredited relationship coach who works with her clients as they journey towards personal transformation, relationship development, elevated self-acceptance, and lasting change. With training in neuro-linguistics, programming, hypnosis, and relationship coaching, she works with people to help them release their emotional burdens, regain their self-love and peace, let go of frustration, and help them rewrite their story of love as they move into brighter and much happier relationships and futures. Enjoy this interview. Hi, Reem. It's Joe Dimino. How are you?
Hi, Joe. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for taking a minute out today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Again, thank you for taking a minute out today. And the way I'd like to begin everything is to kind of get into what we've all lived through for the last 3 years, which has been COVID. And I'm wondering how you got through that time period and how it's changed the way that you conduct business now.
It's an interesting question because I started my business during COVID in May 2020. And it all started online, and I saw that people prefer online, and except few people who would ask for face-to-face meetings, and that's how it worked since then. So online meetings and online sessions. Even the workshops, I do them online. Only one workshop I did it. No, two of them I did them live. But I have seen that the online ones are easier for people to attend, and the number of attendees were more. So I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's good that, the world did have kind of a mobile aspect to it, but I think now we've embraced it more, and I think it makes sense because we still can't connect. We're still getting to where we need to get.
Yes. And it actually made it easier for people to connect throughout continents, and it shortened the distances, and people also realize the value of being at home more. They prefer hybrid now more than being in the office all the time. I have seen a lot of people having this preference because they value the connection and the warmth of being at home with their family, and at the same time do their work at their convenience. So I think there was a shift, which was hard in a way because of the financial crisis, but good in other ways too, because even the number of divorces reduced during COVID in some places.
Well, and I would think for the business that you're in now, since there's been a particular focus on mental health and, kind of living life in a more enriching way, that business is probably boomed for you. It was probably the perfect time to come up with that business model.
Yes, definitely. Because online does not require cost as much as physical places.
Absolutely. So let's get to a really good place here of understanding exactly what you do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in front of a bunch of third graders at a career day. And one of the kids is going to look up at you and ask, what do you do for a living? How do you answer them?
I would say I connect people with love and allow them to experience more peace and joy in their lives.
So when you were in the third grade, what was your dream growing up? What did you want to become?
I didn't have specific dream of what I wanted to come when I was in my third grade, but I used to read a lot, even as a kid during my summer vacation. My father will bring me biographies of people, and I spend the summer vacation reading them. I was just dreaming of a more peaceful world, full of love, peace, happiness, joy, these kind of things. because as as per my older siblings, they said, as a child, I was a very quiet child. Sometimes sitting under under the table, nobody hears my voice. So I think I used to contemplate a lot. But as a child in a third grade, um, I was thinking beyond my age. This is what I would say.
So perhaps you're an old soul.
Perhaps, I'm sorry,
Like you're an
didn't
old
hear.
soul, like you were always,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes.
So let's get to where you arrived at this point in your life. Take me back to where you were born and raised, and what some of the seeds that were planted into you to help people get to a better place and to be happier and to find love.
I can mention my mom because she is the most tender human being I have seen on earth, honestly. She pours a lot of love on her children, takes extremely good care of them. And since I was born until now, I'm strongly connected to my mom because of her tenderness and kindness. So I have seen those qualities as the things I would want to see in the whole world: love, tenderness, kindness, helping others, um, wanting others to be comfortable, in ease, taking care of them, helping the poor, because she's the person who loves to help the poor a lot. And whenever she has got a chance, she would give as much as she can. So I would say these are the qualities which, if we can infuse more of them in the world, um, we can live in a much happier world.
Are you encouraged coming out of this pandemic that we're heading to a better place as people, maybe finding more of that peace and love that you talk about?
Yes, yes. I think people are realizing the importance of this after COVID 2020 more and more. They are realizing the value of connectedness. They are realizing the value of kindness, of supporting and being supportive. So I think people will be more welcoming now for all those ideas, because I see the word humanity everywhere I go nowadays. Everyone wants to embrace humanity. Everyone wants to, I would say, go back to the natural human being they are, embracing what we call in satire school the five freedoms: the freedom to see and hear what's going on rather than what we have to, the freedom to speak our thoughts and express our emotions, the freedom to feel all kinds of feelings, no matter how ugly other people might think about them, the freedom to ask for what we want, the freedom to take risks without hesitation. People are valuing these freedoms more and more and understanding the importance of them in their lives, because it brings us back to our humanity only when we embrace them more, implement them more in our own lives and the lives of other people. We can create healthier connection, and with healthier connections, people become happier, more peaceful, less agitated, um, more fulfilled, and can build the society from a different place.
So as someone that helps people actively get to a better place of peace and understanding, you're very close to this. What's one of the most common things that most people need to fix about themselves that maybe they don't see, but you see pretty quick?
Self-worth. It's the core of human existence on earth. Um, even when people get angry, they get upset, they get reactive, they embrace unhealthy coping mechanisms and unhealthy behaviors, it all goes back to their inability to love and accept themselves with all their parts, with all their emotions, and so seeing their self-worth despite anything that's happening around. Because what happens in those cases, when a person sees or hears or reads or senses something that doesn't please them and hits their self-worth, they don't realize that it is hurting them or hitting their self-worth. They immediately just get reactive. But once they start thinking that this thing is happening to me because I might be rejecting part inside me, causing other people to remind me about it. And this part might be even my feeling of anger. It could be another aspect of my character. Once I understand that I am okay the way I am as a human, with all my feelings, thoughts, and whatever is happening inside me, and I talk to those parts inside me, calm them down, and bring them in coherence with each other, I start having more peace, and I start believing that I am worthy no matter what. Even when I'm feeling the anger, I am worthy. Even when I'm not having something, I am worthy. Even when someone speaks to me in non-loving way, I'm still worthy of love, worthy of having my needs being satisfied and met. So once people realize that they are worthy no matter what, by accepting all what's happening inside them and whatever is happening outside in the world as something that does not mean anything related to their self-worth, it's just life, just happens. And whatever other people are saying is representing them, not me. Once we go into this deep understanding, in that moment, knowing what we feel in that exact moment, and calm that feeling, or listen to the message it's giving us, we can come from a wiser place and start asking for what we want. Even if it's like, for example, somebody treats another person in a way where he felt his boundaries has been crossed. Rather than being reactive, once he feels the hurt, and what's deeper than hurt, that he wants to feel safe and secure, and calms this feeling and accept it, from that peaceful place, he can come out and say, my boundaries are being crossed here, and I appreciate they are being respected. Rather than, how could you tell me this? You are not supposed to do that. All of those reactive modes. And it requires a lot of practice, because knowing what we feel at an exact moment is not easy to pay attention to before taking the action that we have been programmed on, that we have been doing over and over again and again. So it takes a lot of practice to go from the outside to the inside. And every time we become closer and closer. Sometimes we might do the mistake and then step back and start thinking about it. But by practice and by time, we become closer to understanding that, oh, I feel angry at the moment because of what I heard, or because of what's being done, or what happened. So I would rather express my anger and say that I'm angry because of so and so, rather than suppressing this feeling and aggravating it, while it might explode after some time.
So what is it every day for you that inspires you and makes you do the work that you do? What is kind of the fire that makes you help people?
It's whenever I see people not seeing what I have seen. Whenever I see any new situation or behavior that violates those concepts, I feel like I want to tell people more about these things. I wish that everyone could understand it, and we together keep practicing it day by day.
Let me ask you this. If you look back on your life and, where you're at right now, helping people and being pretty introspective on allowing people to discover themselves and to get better. Let's say you have a dream tonight. You run into a younger version of yourself and you could give that version of you a piece of advice based on the wisdom you've gained in your life up to this point. What would you tell your younger self?
You are enough the way you are, no matter what happens inside you or outside. And you have all the resources needed to find all the solutions for any problem that faces you in life.
So, Reem, everyone out there has a perception of you, your family, your friends, your clients, but you ultimately live your life. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Now I am realizing and more accepting the fact that I am leading things. I'm leading concepts. I'm leading thoughts. I'm leading people towards different thinking that existed several years ago by other leaders, and after they died, it might have dissipated, or it wasn't transferred to much people in my society, let's say. And I want them to see it. At the beginning, I used to refuse this idea of me a leader. No, I don't think so. Why? And one of my mentors said it to me several years ago, and I used to say, what this lady is saying? But now I realize what she is saying. I'm leading by my writings. When I wrote my book, Love Legacy, including all of those concepts. And every person who reads this book wanted to go into the library for all the others to read the concepts inside it. This is what I like to think about myself, a loving reader or a leader, or a leader for love and peace.
So if anyone out there wants to pick up Love Legacy or learn more about you, where can they go?
They can find it in Amazon, and they can find also the ebook, audiobook, or video book on my website, reemahmed.life, under the book page. Or they can search in Google Love Legacy Reem Ahmed, and they can find it on Amazon to grab the physical book as well.
Excellent. Reem, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for opening up and taking time out to put your story out there. It's such wonderful, important work. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks for listening and tuning in to another famous interview with Joe Dimino, where we cover the world of art, literature, business, spirituality, music, and more from around the globe. If you want to hear more interviews, visit the Famous Interviews with Joe Dimino channel on YouTube. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thanks again for listening, and until next time.